We have a kind of earlier than usual primary date or next year, that is, for the presidential election. Do you view that as a must-win or a statement you need to place high above other people to continue your campaign?
Oh, look, Texas is my home. I love the state of Texas. We have tremendous support in the state of Texas. The polling right now has us with a really strong lead in Texas, and we're going to work hard to maintain that. At the end of the day, I have a job representing 27 million Texans, and I try to take that job very, very seriously. I'm hopeful, and I believe we'll do well in the Texas primary, but I'll tell you, we're competing nationwide. We're competing very, very hard here in the state of Iowa. We're competing very, very hard in New Hampshire and South Carolina, and we're competing in all the early primary states. And one of the things that is most encouraging is the grassroots support we're seeing. You know, it is really reminiscent. You'll recall the Texas Senate race in 2012. When we launched the campaign, no one thought we'd hit a prayer. No one thought there was any chance we could win. And we ran a grassroots campaign where I went from IHOP to Denny's to VFW halls, sitting down and meeting with grassroots activists. And we saw this coalition come together. It was young people, it was Hispanics, it was Republican women, it was Tea Party leaders, it was small business owners. It was this incredible coalition, Reagan Democrats and independents all coming together. And as you'll recall in that race, even though we started at 2%, we went through a $50 million primary where we were outspent 3-1. And we went from 2% to winning the primary by 14 points, winning the general by 16 points. That's the power of the grassroots, and one of the things that's been most exciting. We're beginning to see some of that same electricity, some of that same energy on the ground here in Iowa, on the ground in New Hampshire, on the ground in South Carolina. You were just at a gathering here where this stadium was filled with men and women passionate here in Iowa to turn our country around. That's how we won the Texas Senate race. You know, a couple of weeks ago we were up in New Hampshire. We had a town hall with 600 people in the state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire's not a big state. You don't get 600 people there for practically anything. The next day we had 650 people in Andover, Massachusetts, bright blue Massachusetts, the People's Republic of Massachusetts. You know, Patrick, one of the amazing things is, those folks, they were almost all Reagan Democrats. They were Irish Catholic, they were truck drivers, and plumbers, and school teachers, and the people who are getting hammered right now in the Obama economy, the people who've been staying home, the people we got to bring back to the polls if we're going to win. And so, I absolutely intend to compete vigorously in the state of Texas. And I'm gratified by the incredible support we have there. Earth-shattering and record-shattering fundraising. You know, we've had over 100,000 people come to tedcruz.org, that's tedcruz.org, and contribute online. We've seen enormous fundraising success in Texas, enormous grassroots success in Texas, and from all 50 states, all over the country. That's the key of our campaign, is courageous conservatives at the grassroots level, and I'm very encouraged by that.
Sure. So given the national campaign you're running, you certainly wouldn't think that your campaign hinges on Texas, that you could, I know the polling doesn't suggest right now.
Texas is and always will be where my heart is. It's my home. It's where Heidi and the girls and my family, it's where I live, it's where we live, and we are seeing unbelievable support in the state of Texas. I'm really gratified by the tremendous support, financial support, grassroots support, that is really humbling to see Texans, you know, in great battles for liberty throughout history. Texans have always led the way, and I'm gratified that in this campaign, Texans are leading the way, and I'm humbled to stand with men and women across our great state.
Will you win Texas?
I certainly hope so. We're going to work very hard to do that.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.